Hey everyone, welcome back to JavaScript tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to take an array and calculate the sum of an array element. So we will first take a simple array and calculate the sum of a simple array. Just after that, we will create two-dimensional array and then we're going to create three-dimensional array and calculate sum of an array element. So before we getting late, let's get started. So what we will do is, I will just create a simple array here. So I will just say let array is equal to and specify some elements. So I will just say here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So we have 6 elements in this array, right? Just after that, I will just create another variable. So I will just say here array sum is equal to 0. Now to calculate the sum of this array element, we are going to take for each method, right? So I will just say here array, I will just select this array, right, this one, and call the for each method. In this for each method, we will specify a function here. So I will just call the arrow function. So I will just specify argument. So I will just say element. So this is my first argument, and then specify arrow here. So this will create a function here, right? Now I just wanted to print this array on the console. So I will just say console.log and say element here. When I execute this, you will get your array element on the console, right? Now I just wanted to calculate sum of all these array element. To do that, I will just comment here and just say here array sum is equal to array sum plus element, right? So this will calculate the sum of these array elements. So I will just say here console.log and print array sum and just execute this, right? So 21 is the sum of this array. Now just after that, we are going to create 2D array. So I will just go here and I will just create a 2D array here. So I will just say let multi. Now we are going to create two-dimensional array here. So I will just create multi-variable and create two-dimensional array here. To create two-dimensional array, I will just first create an array here, right? But let me tell you what is two-dimensional array. Array within array is known as two-dimensional array, right? So this is my first array. In this array, on 0 index, I will just create another array, right? Just specify comma here. On first index, I will just create another array. On second index, I will just create another array, right? So array within array is known as 2D array, right? In the inner array, I will just specify few elements. So I will just say 1, 2, 3. And here I will just say 4, 5, 6. And here I will just say 7, 8 and 9, right? And I will just create a variable to calculate sum of this array. So I will just say let multi sum is equal to 0. Now to get each element of 2D array, we are going to use for loop, right? So I will just say for let I is equal to 0, I is less than multi dot length, right? And just after that, I will say I plus plus, oops, right? Now I will just print this array on the console. So I will just say console.log and say multi and specify I here, right? So when you execute this, you will get 3 array here. So this is my first array, this is second, and this is third. Now I just wanted to loop all this array and calculate sum of each element. So here I will just comment this statement and I will just call this simple for each method, this one, right? I will just call this method here. So I will just say multi, and on I position of multidimensional array, I will just call for each method. Here I will just say element, this is my parameter of the function, and call my function here, right? And I will just print this array on the console. So I will just say console.log and say element here, right? So this is your array element, right? Now you got your array element on the console. Now you can calculate the sum of this array. So I will just say multisum is equal to multisum plus element, and just say here console.log and print the multisum variable. When you execute this, you will get sum of this two-dimensional array, right? This is very simple. Now we are going to create three-dimensional array and calculate sum of three-dimensional array, right? So here I will just create three-dimensional array. So I will just select 3 is equal to and create a single simple array here. Now what is three-dimensional array? Array within array within array is known as three-dimensional array, right? To create three-dimensional array, you need to put array within array within array. Let me show you how to create a three-dimensional array. So this is my simple array. I will just create array within array here. So on 0 index, I will create an array. On first index, I will create an array here, and on second index, I will create an array, right? On 0 index of this inner array, I will just create another array here, right? And specify some elements. So I will just say 1, 2 and 3. Just after that, on first index of the outer array right here, I will just create another array and specify some elements. So I will just say 4, 5 and 6. On second index of outer array right here, I will just create another array and specify 7, 8 and 9, right? So this is my three-dimensional array, right? Just after that, I will create a variable here and just say 3thsum is equal to 0. So to calculate sum of this array, we are going to use this variable. Just after that, to calculate the sum of this array, we are going to use here for loop. So I will just say for let I is equal to 0, I is less than 3 dot length, and I gonna be plus plus. Just after that, in this for loop, I will just call for each loop on each I index. So I will just say 3, specify your I variable here and call for each, right? And just after that, call my function here. So I will just say element and call the arrow function, and here I will just say console.log and print the element, right? So when you print your element, so you will get your 3 array on the console. Now when you get your 3 arrays on the console, we are going to iterate each array and get element on the console, and then we will calculate the sum of each element. So to iterate this array, we have seen here, right here, we are using for each loop for that. So we already used for each loop here to calculate this array. So right now we are just comment this statement and use for loop here. So I will just say for let j is equal to 0 and j is less than element dot length and j plus plus, right? And I will just say console.log and just print element of j. So when you execute this, you will get your array element on the console. Now when you got your array element, you can calculate the sum of these array element, right? So I will just comment here and say thsum is equal to thsum plus element of j, right? And just after that, here I will say console.log and say thsum here, right? So when you execute this, you will get sum of three-dimensional array. You can add more than 3 elements right here. So I will just add another element here. So I will just say 4, 5, 6, right? So you will get 60 on the console. So 60 is the sum of this three-dimensional array, right? That's it. I hope you understand how to calculate sum of simple array, how to calculate sum of 2D array, and how to calculate the sum of 3D array. I hope you understand this lecture.